Hey there guys, and welcome to this episode of Gearist TV. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Powersync Solarwrap Mini from Bushnell. Magical. So when you head out the door, whether it's on a hike or a camping trip or climbing excursion or just simply on the bike or on a run or what have you, what everything comes down to is efficiency. It's about economy of motion. It's about getting from point A to point B with using as little energy as possible so you have stores of energy. So that's why it pays to have all this gear that's on and around our body be as small, as light, and as compact as possible so that, again, it doesn't get in our way when we're trying to get from point A to point B as efficiently as possible. So one of the things in this kind of this green age that we're in that's a really good energy source is solar power. Many states and the federal government offer incentives for those people that may want to put solar power on their house. While it's still not necessarily a break-even proposal for a lot of people, it is a great way to cut down on energy bills. Now, that being the case, we've got right here, as I mentioned, the Bushnell SolarWrap Mini. This is meant to go with you. It can power a phone, it can power up a tablet to some degree, a GPS device, what have you. Before we get into the details of the product, let's get into a few of the specs. The first spec, weight, 3.1 ounces. 3.1 ounces, that's about the size or weight of 3 pieces of bread. Next is the size. It's 4.3 inches long by 1.25 inches in diameter. And yeah, this is it relative to my iPhone 5. You can see there, it's not big, it's quite small, incredibly compact. Next is its deployed length. When it's rolled out all the way, it is 18.25 inches long. It can be charged either from the wall to initially get that charge in there or from the sun. Charging from the wall takes 4 hours to get to full, and charging from the sun takes right around 10 hours to get to full. It's got an onboard lithium-ion battery which sits inside the barrel section of the device here. Its output is 5 volts or 1 amp, and it has one USB outlet. So any cord, it doesn't matter what the other end looks like, the primary end that would normally go into a socket or into the computer is a USB universal serial bus, so it can go out to pretty much any device that you can throw at it. Now let's get right into the product details and review. So charging times. The first thing is that this, when being charged from a wall, takes 4 hours. As we mentioned, the way that you do it is you plug a micro USB right into that plug right there. There's an indicator light here that shines red when it's not full and green when it's full. There are no status bars telling you it's this percent, or this percent full. It's either not full or full. When we did it, it charged in about 3 hours, 50 minutes from as dead as we could get it right up to full. And we did get a green light, 3 hours, 50 minutes-ish. When we were using nature's wall charger, aka the sun, what we did was we put this on a southern exposed surface that was going to get sun throughout the period that it was going to be sitting there. Very sunny day, which we have 300 of here in Colorado, so it worked out. It took around 10 hours and 20 minutes before we saw full charge. Now again, that was as dead as we could get it, and it did charge to 100%. In about 10 hours, 20 minutes, again, the advertised time is 10 hours. In another kind of real-world test of the SolarWrap Mini, what we did is, using this hole right here, we affixed it to a pack, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Affixed it to a pack and went on about a 3-hour hike. During that time, again, there's no indicator light to show you how full it is percentage-wise. It was a red light when we plugged it in or opened it up. And by the way, ease of use, we'll talk about that. Pretty much dummy-proof. It was at a red light when we opened it up. It did not get to green. Again, it's 10-hour charge time in direct sunlight. This was kind of moving sunlight here and there, and we had it open for 3 hours. While there's no status showing us exactly how full it was, it did manage to take my iPhone 5 from about 30% to about 70% in right around an hour and 25 minutes. Now let's talk about device charging. The devices that we charged were an iPhone 5 and an iPad mini, and we also used a Timex Global Trainer. Now the iPhone 5, when this was full, made it to full right about an hour and a half. Made it right up to 100% from about a 10% charge on the iPhone 5. just because I didn't want the phone to be totally dead, because I needed to use it. At the end of that hour and a half, when the iPhone 5 was at full, what we did was see if this had any charge left over, is plugged it into the iPad mini, which was at about 30%, and it did manage to get it up to about 34%. Nothing huge and impressive, but it still got a little bit of juice in there, which is good. I mean, if you're in a survival situation, this is definitely something that's going to be able to take a device that's dead to having a little bit of juice. While Bushnell does not necessarily push charging a tablet with the SolarWrap Mini, this did manage to get us to about 50%-ish on the iPad Mini from dead. Now let's talk about the portability of the SolarWrap Mini. Super portable, as we mentioned. Super short, 4.3 inches, 1.25 inches across. Really light, 3.1 ounces. It can pretty much go anywhere in a pack. It can go in your pocket. It's not a big deal to carry this wherever you want. As I mentioned, we attached it to the back of a pack, which made it kind of easy to carry, number one, and number two, it was always charging it. The way that it stores is that on the back here, this kind of tail flap has a hook and loop closure, which attaches to itself, keeps it nice and rolled up. And then you have these end caps here. Now what this guy does is not only does it keep certain that the hook and loop does not come undone, but it also keeps dirt out of the plugs, dirt and debris. Because on the one end you have the input where you would charge it from a wall or something like that. And then on the other end you have your USB port. Now, obviously if that goes out, what's the point? Your device is kind of shot, so you don't want to get dirt in there. These end caps do a nice job. They're both kind of attached by this two little elastic pieces there. Real easy to just throw on there in a pinch. You can toss them in your pocket while it's open and charging. There you go. Let's talk about the usability of the SolarWrap Mini. Here's how easy it is to charge it without exaggeration. You take the end caps off, you find a micro USB cord that looks like that. If you've got an Android device, this is probably what it charges from. You plug it into the micro USB port on one end, you plug the USB end into a computer or wall or whatever. That's it. Let it sit there for 4 hours. It's charged. Undo it, and it's done. Now, to charge it from the sun, here's how easy it is. Step 1, remove the end caps. Step 2, unwrap. Step 3, set it in the sun. Step 4, wait and have a beer. That's it. Once it's charged up, you just wrap it back up, plug in your device, which I'll show you here in a second, and charge away. Now, charging a device. As I mentioned, we used an iPhone 5. Plug in the connector, or you can do it in the reverse order, it doesn't really matter. Plug it into the device, plug the USB into this guy, and then you are charging. Oh, that's my wife and daughter, so cute. And it's charging and ready to go, roughly hour and a half, give or take. It varies on how much charge is already in the device and how far you're trying to get it. A great way to use this is to have it charging during the day while you're actually out doing activity, or if you're walking and hiking, have it strapped to your pack, as I mentioned earlier. And then during the night, just plug it in so it can charge while you're sleeping. So let's talk about attaching it to a pack. This is one of the packs that we used, and this, what we were hoping to do is use the hydration area strap up here. It turns out that this won't fit through the eyelet, the reinforced eyelet that's here, but what we did end up doing is putting a stick through this hole that was large enough or small enough to fit through the hole, locking that down and putting it inside this top compartment here, and it locked it right out like that. So essentially we were hiking with this on our back, just like that. Alternatively, you could flip it around, but then you don't have the weight of the barrel holding it down, and you're sacrificing some of the panels being inside the pack. But there are a lot of ways you could do this. Smart wisdom says to just grab a safety pin and carry it so you can just slide it through there and hook it wherever you want to on your pack. So now let's talk about the value of the SolarWrap Mini. At $89.99 on the Bushnell website, this is a pretty good value. Again, you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck out of this. It's going to charge your devices. I don't really see an expiration date on it or anything like that, so it should last you quite a while. However, if you go to Amazon.com right now, and you can see that by going down into the description of this video, we'll put a link where you can buy this. This is available for $49.99, so 50 bucks, and it's the Bear Grylls edition, which means it's extra hardcore. At that kind of price, this is really something that shouldn't be overlooked. It's well worth having that backup, that peace of mind in your pack or in your pocket whenever you're going out, to make sure that even in a pinch you can really get in touch with someone by recharging your device. There are certainly other solar panel products like this on the market, but in terms of price, in terms of size, in terms of weight, this is really top of the line. This is a great product. Bushnell has an entire Powersync line, which goes from this guy being the smallest up to much, much larger things that are still super portable. We haven't had a chance to test those out yet, but when we do, we'll be certain to let you guys know. Overall, a really great product. If you're going into the backcountry or anywhere that you feel like you may run out of juice and you may need some extra, definitely something to check out. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Gearist TV. To check out all our other reviews, either subscribe to this channel or click on over to Gearist.com. Take a look around, let us know what you think. You can always email us, info@Gearist.com, Gearist.com. While you're here, you're going to see a subscribe button in a minute. I want you to click on that subscribe button. We're always going to be doing promotions and telling you guys about new things, and if you want to get automatic updates, if you're subscribed, they come right to your inbox. We do have some promotions coming up, and being subscribed is the best way to find out about them without having to remember to come back to the Gearist channel. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this episode, and we'll see you next time.
As always, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Gearist TV. Please click on over to find us at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And while you're here, please click on that beautiful blue subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.